basically you start off, like I said, you want to be a sorcery DPS. That's the main thing. Make sure you have the sorcery power. And then you want to go to DPS. Make sure when you go to your menu and you go to stats, what you want your focus to be, instead of hybrid, which is the healer one, you want it to be the super powered one. And of course your main focus is for DPS is might and power, preferably might, but might power on this particular chart. And then you want health, and you also want power. Now, also beside that, your main focus with the mods, as far as the yellow, blue, and red mods for your socket. So yellow will be power, blue will be health, and the red will be might. So that is basically how we'll go for that. And then now for the loadout, basically the loadout's very simple. Well, this is just one of the loadouts I use. You can use it any way you want. There's probably a number, it's a number of loadouts people use in the game. This is one that I found that works pretty decently. It's pretty basic, and this is how it goes. First of all, number one, you want to summon your Fury, which is the pet that does a damage and a red aura based attacks on bad karma. And basically it just attacks your foes with hand blast and does a few various other attacks based on what other powers you use. So that's your first one. For number two, you want Boon of Souls, which is a shield that you set up that can protect you and several members in your group, depending on if it's yourself or several members in your raid, whatever you want to do. So that's kind of gives you an idea of what that does for the shield. That's number two. Number three, you want Transmutation, which is actually the power. If you look at your icon, the power actually looks like a little cloud. But when you put it into your loadout and you select it and you actually use it, it does that kind of attack that kind of attacks your foes and knocks them down. And what it does is actually gets your Fury pet to attack them as well. Every time you use any kind of attack that's against your enemy, the Fury usually attacks them either way. So it's like a tower attack that kind of attacks them, knocks them back for a few seconds, and it also damages them. And it's a pretty good attack to get up to keep them so they won't attack you, keep them stunned, knocks them off their feet so they can't do anything against you for a few seconds. That's number four. And number five is Grand Summoning. That's the supercharge. And Grand Summoning is probably one of the most powerful supercharges attacks, I think, in the game. I think still, even before the revamp. Basically it consists of Grand Summoning, which is the Fury, the Guardian, and the Watcher pet all together, summoned in one against your foes. Once it's all supercharged up, you attack your foes for a certain amount of time until the rotation ends, and then you cast it again when supercharge is all filled up again. I believe now you can, when it fills up and supercharged, you can only basically supercharge it once. It used to be you could do, I think, twice or so. Now it's just once. So you switch your bar fill all the way up the top. Your bar up in the corner. So that's Grand Summoning, very good supercharge. Lastly, but not leastly, we have the Invocation of Renewal, which actually is a healing power that I thought that you should have in your loadout. The reason why I have the shield, of course, and that one in the loadouts, I think everybody should always have. This is just what I do. I don't know if everybody does the same thing. You should always have a shield power in your loadout, whether you're DPS or whatever role you are, and a healing power of some sort, just to help you along the way. So in case you get hurt and you need to heal yourself, it's good to have at least a shielding power to protect yourself, and also healing power. Everything else could be DPS based. Now, if you don't want to have the Invocation of Renewal as your last 6 power in your loadout tray, you can also choose Circle of Destruction, which is actually the opposite of Circle Protection. Circle Protection for the hero heals everybody in a big old huge magical circle, whereas Circle of Destruction actually damages your foes for a few amount of seconds. And it's actually pretty good. It's fast. I can also recommend Well if you want to use that. It's a little tiny fountain-looking magical well that you put up, and it lasts about 10-15 seconds. And you have to keep casting it. You can get to cast 3 at a time before you do it over again and repeat the rotation. That damages your foes. So those are the other two for number 6. So there you have it. That is a loadout for DPS loadout. It is the Summon Fury, Boon of Souls, Transmutation, Offering, Grand Summoning, and then lastly Invocation of Renewal. Like I said, you can choose Circle of Destruction. Those are the ones. And to use it. And basically, that is the DPS loadout that I have. If you have a better loadout, let me know. There are various things you can do with this particular power. Nothing is completely done, or there's always plenty of options. And like I said, a sorcery is a very good power for the most part. Like I said, it's one of the first healer / DPS powers that came out in the game before they had Celestial, before they had electricity, and of course nature. And then nature was the second power they came out with. So they're really pretty good powers, especially if you have a role where you want to heal your group, or if you have DPS, they're very easy to do as opposed to other ones. Now I recommend, like I said, that when you do, do your mods and stuff, you do want to focus on might for your red, and the blue socket, as opposed to your blue, you want to focus on health, and for the yellow, you want to focus on power. And again, just to show an example, even though this is like my loadout or my gear, I have socketed. It's an example. For DPS, you want to have it like this, which is pretty much mine is. So I can show you pretty well what this is. I do have dominance in health because as a DPS, your dominance is kind of low sometimes. See, I'm only a CR. I'm a CR 52 right now, but my dominance is 127, and I push it up a little bit. So that's why my blue has dominance / health. You don't have to pick that. What I did, I always recommend health actually, but I did a combination of two because dominance and health does both. And then of course for red I have precision and might. I decided to use a split one because it gives me precision as well as might. Then you can also do power for the yellow, which is what I always do. Excuse me. And there you have it. That's basically it. That's DPS loadout. Like I said, hopefully this works out for you. If you think you have a better loadout, I'm pretty sure there are tons of more out there that you can use. It might work a little better. Like I said, as far as the Watcher goes and the Fury, I don't believe you really have to use those anymore like you used to. You could use their powers in place to cast either healer or DPS. But that is the Sorcery DPS loadout. I do want to thank you for joining me. This is Water Tips. Like I said, subscribe to my videos, like I said, and keep watching everything. I believe the booster bundle new thing is out tomorrow with some new things, some new auras. Check out the video. They got great two equipment for two favorite people that post their videos and live stream, which is Meps and Learn to Pray. So if you haven't seen them before and you know about their videos, keep watching for them. So that's coming out tomorrow, and of course keep in mind the other thing coming out, the Death Superman Part 2. Part 1 is happening now since I believe the last month, 16th. So enjoy it, play it, it's awesome, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.